Here we go. I got another exciting round of technicals to share with you in this video for SPY, QQQ, IWM, and then I'll also put out there Nvidia, Tesla, Bitcoin, and an update on TMF as well. I think the charts are very interesting to take a look at. I think that you're going to see a lot of very informative things on these charts. If you guys want to see these technicals before they hit YouTube, if you want to see my buys and sells, the link down in the description for the Patreon/Discord. You can go ahead and choose that. For the meantime here, let's get over to SPY. So what we're looking at for the SPY here is a rising wedge pattern that we happen to be in. And I said we could stay in this in an upward trend for a little while. Breaking up above it would be bullish. Staying down below it, we could possibly trail back down to support down here along this bottom trend line. Falling down out of that, especially retesting it, could be where you would get a big drop. If something like that would be coming our way, we are narrowing down to the last full month before the election. That's going to be an important thing for us. We have JOLTS and ISM manufacturing today. We get that information coming out at 10 a.m. Expect volatility around that time. So be on the lookout for this. We're on top of the 5 right now. The 5-period EMA, that is a bullish thing. The RSI also up above 50 but below 70, also bullish. Longer term, if you watch my other videos, I talked about the fact that we have bearish divergence rather massively from 2018 until now for SPY when we look at the monthly chart. But for right now, we could continue upward for a little while longer. We do want to keep an eye out on those economic reports, especially this Friday with non-farm payrolls and the unemployment report. Moving over to QQQ, you can see where we peaked out. We beat out this last high that we have here. Maybe we're starting to get that the first signs of a rising wedge pattern on here. So if we click there and then go across this, you can see we just had a little peekaboo. Now this is actually starting to look a little bit more like what we had for SPY. So same thing for the rising wedge pattern. You can see that rejection, see where we sell off. Nvidia sort of trading sideways recently. Now, mind you, all that narrowing could lead to a breakout moment. Maybe that happens during the earnings calls, especially during the big tech earnings later this month. Nvidia will not report their earnings until November, and I'll give updates for that. You guys can also check that out over at the Discord, first available through the Patreon. So if I go over from the Qs over to IWM, for IWM, look at this on the hourly chart. Look at this support area that we're kind of stuck in right now. Yeah, we fell out of it a little bit, but we keep on coming right back to it. I guess you could sort of argue resistance on this. However, I still don't think it's support fully broken. We keep on ending right back up in here from this peak that we had. So coming down, finding support, losing it for a little bit. And so still a bargain. I'm going to keep it green for right now. I'm looking for 225 to the upside if we're able to find strength in the markets. We're going to have to watch and see if we fall down through this. We could be looking at 217 down to about 216 until we fall down upon the next trend line that we have down to the bottom of this within a massive bull channel that we have that is like over a decade long, like about 15 years long bull channel for IWM. So we can have a lot of price movement within that. We can certainly fall back down from where we're at right now. And we'll see if that happens. If it does, I think that sets up for the next major rally. So let's move on to Nvidia. For Nvidia, you can see the consolidation pattern that we have. And let me take away the technicals just for a moment. You can see just how narrowly these prices are moving. We got a little bit of a pop over the past several days and then falling right back down to support thanks to what we had for the Micron earnings, but still not quite able to make it outside of these two trend lines that we have right here. The carry trade bumped us out a little bit. We got a little bit frothy on the 26th and then sold right back down near that 50-period EMA and SMA. And you guys can check out these prices that I have to the upside and downside for Nvidia that we could potentially move in either direction. These are the prices that you want to watch out for based on those movements. And you can see how well the different supports and resistances and moving averages on here are propping up those candles that we see right now. So for Nvidia, man, certainly getting that consolidation. Bollinger Bands, I guarantee you, we're narrowing quite a bit until we had this little breakout moment that we had right here. Get a little bit of volatility. We'll see if we keep on getting that sideways trade up till earnings, or if the market runs or tanks. Nvidia is probably going to be drugged around a little bit by it during that time. Right now, there's still that uncertainty out there over just how much demand is going forward for the AI sector, for the products and services from Nvidia, and how well they're able to continue their market dominance that they have and show that they have the economic moat not to be overtaken. Over to Tesla, once again, well, actually, this is the 15-minute chart, but it gives such a beautiful view of what we have on an intraday basis. You can see we didn't quite make it to resistance over here before selling off sharply to support. And that support area, by the way, kicks off at about 254-ish. Up here to the upside, about 263 is where we find that resistance. Got that rejection there. Still running up right now to that full self-driving day on October the 10th. The higher we climb on this thing, especially if we're able to make it up and catch this previous peak that we have over here at about 271, the more I think that we're going to get a sell the news event following what we have or leading up to, so shortly before what we have leading up to October 10th for the robo-taxi day. So we're going to be a watch out for that for Tesla. Still looking bullish in the meantime. Got to make it up over that resistance area. Keep on getting rejected. We'll call it 3 times so far. We'll see what today brings. So moving over to Bitcoin, still fighting with the 200-day. It's actually tucked in here inside this green band that I have for, well, at this point in time, I put support when we're up above it, but honestly, it's acting a little bit like resistance right now. There's the 200-day coming across the screen right here in yellow. We absolutely want to be watching that. Need to break back up above it. We're down below the 5. The 13, we're closing up above it, but if that 5 crosses over the 13, we start to dangle off those moving averages. That is something that could be seen as bearish. You can actually see the candles dangling here off the moving averages, hanging off the bottom of them. So that's where you get that bearish movement. When you're actually up above them, when you're riding on top of them, is where you get that bullish movement. Right now, looking a little bit mixed. We got to watch and see. I think this is that big week that I keep on talking about for non-farm payrolls and for unemployment. Now for the TMF update, we keep on finding support at the 50-day EMA, SMA. The RSI on a daily basis right now is below 50, so bearish, but up above the 50 and the 200. So bullish, got a golden cross moment back here. You can see the prices to the upside on this 59, 61, 64, about 66, and about 71 to the upside as we travel up this way. In the pre-market hours, finding some strength at about 59.30. And some of that could be attributed to what we have for the JOLTS numbers and ISM manufacturing numbers that are due out at 10 o'clock. So if those are sour for us, then that is something that could be a boon for TMF. If those are really strong numbers, are in favor of a strong labor market, a tight labor market, that conditions aren't just falling apart and turning into just a pile of yuck on the floor for the jobs market, well, in that case, that either we show that we're stabilizing for jobs or tightening for jobs. Either one of those things is going to be bullish for the markets, but it's going to be a little bit of trouble for TMF. Things that show further loosening in the jobs market is going to be bullish or upward pressure for TMF. Guys, if you want to see these technicals, like I said, before they hit YouTube, you want to see my buys and sells, talk to me and my community members. There's a link down in the description for the Patreon. Click that, sign up, and head on over to the Discord. You can see all that over there. And if you guys want to learn to do this technical analysis trading for yourself, you can do so using the link for Stockmo Academy down in the description. Learn all about technicals in nice, easy to digest pieces. Learn a trading strategy that Stockmo refers to as the bread recipe that is just super clean, easy to set up, very few indicators, super easy to read as well. And you can see when times to buy, even though it doesn't tell you what to buy or sell. It shows you when you might get that bullish movement to the upside that you might want to go long. And it shows you at times when you might get that drop to the downside where it might be times that shorting might be more in order. No financial advice, no telling when to buy or sell, but you do get those indicators with that trading strategy. You guys can learn all about it using the link down in the description for the Stockmo Academy Technical Analysis Trading course. Use the code word doctor when you sign up. You're going to get a massive discount on that. A lot of people love the bread recipe. I use it myself, and I'll tell you what, I can vouch for its success, and they even have testimonials over there that you guys can see the success for it too. Thank you guys for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning. I'll see you in the next video.